Hello!
I'm Sarah.
And I'm David, and we're going to talk about The Amazing Race.
The Amazing Race!
Yes.
They left Colombia.
And they went to Switzerland.
Switzerland. They all left at the same time. They were all on the same plane together to Switzerland.
And so teams were seeing each other who hadn't seen each other since the first leg. And there's a little bit of a showman.
They really played up the bloaty.
Yeah, bloaty.
Hashtag bloaty.
Blaine?
Brody. Brody and Blair.
Where am I? Who am I? So they were in the airport and, gazing longingly at each other.
And get to know each other better. And boy, everybody was in on that little love fest.
Yeah. So then when they get to Switzerland, they all have to find this chocolate shop and everybody gets their time off the board, and then they have to spend the night in Switzerland. One of those sort of public sleepover things that they set up. And Blair and Brody are just snuggled right on up next to each other.
Blair, your dad is right there.
He's probably on the other side of you. What are you doing?
Oh my. Well.
So they were very flirty.
We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Then the next morning they get their detour.
Yes, so they could either measure or count butts on a bench.
Yep.
Or they could build a Swiss Army knife.
The thing with the Swiss Army knife, which didn't become an issue, but I think there were only 3 stations, I heard somebody say, with the Swiss Army knife thing. So if you get there and it's all full up, I guess you're out of luck and you just have to wait. I heard somebody early on say...
I didn't even notice that. Did only 3 teams do it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was a non-issue because only 3 teams did the Swiss Army knife thing and everybody else did the butts on the bench.
Of course, Tyler and Corey did it because they're great at building and details.
And they proved that again.
Once again.
They built the Swiss Army knife one time and they got it right.
Slow and steady is the way they do it.
Yeah.
And first try, got it.
Done.
Was it Zach and Rachel who thought they finished first?
Yeah, and they had to redo it.
They had to redo it.
Because they left out one of the blades or something.
Then on the bench side, so most of the people did the bench thing. A few people got lost, so they kind of got there staggered.
Yeah, but Bernie Burns was the first team.
Yes.
Who got there. But you have to, you measure all the way down this, it's the world's longest bench.
Yeah, you have a newspaper, and then you're one person sits here, and then the next, and the next, and the next.
Apparently one person has to be on the bench the whole time, whatever. So you have to measure all the way down the bench, and then you have to guess how many butts can fit on the bench, and you have to be within the range, which is 190 to 197.
Yes.
But Bernie Burns had 214 their first time, so then they have to just do it over again.
Frisbee Gators got there shortly after, and they did get the right. They got 190 on their first try.
Yeah. And then they turned around and told the dancers, Matt and Dana, they were we said 190. And they sort of said we're in first place.
Let's help.
We're helping other people out. It doesn't matter. We're on this together. We like everybody. Which I thought was a little bit weird, but it's early, so I wasn't initially put off by the fact that they were helping other people.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
So they still went through and counted it all, and then they got a number near that, and they were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So they went up there, got 190. Everyone else is sort of coming in and figuring it out, getting it wrong, figuring it out, getting it right. Yeah.
And these poor guys who were playing chess on the bench
were so over it.
Had it with these amazing racers because they kept having to get up and move their chess set. And Dana from Matt and Dana just full on sat on the chess board at one point and knocked their pieces over.
Those people were like, what?
But it's the models who are having the hardest time.
Yes, because they're too skinny.
They're too thin. They got 240 or something.
Their number was way too high because they're so little.
They're so little. They have small butts. They struggled.
They were one of the teams that couldn't find it.
True.
So they got there late, they got the wrong number, so they're falling way behind as everyone's sort of finishing up.
So now everyone's headed to the roadblock. Tyler and Corey get there first because they ran to the roadblock.
They asked somebody, they said, should we walk, should we take a cab, a bus, whatever, and the woman said, you're gonna have to wait for a bus, so you should run.
Yeah.
And they did, they ran and got there first. Yeah. Everyone else waited for the bus.
Yes, so Tyler and Corey have a little bit of a head start, not crazy.
Yeah.
But they go to this broken chair monument there at the UN, and they have to find 10 countries' flags.
So there's this big, massive lawn of flags, and then they have this map that they're looking at with names of countries. They also have a book of flags.
Yeah.
So they have to take the book of flags and say, this is the flag for Norway, this is the flag for whatever. But they're on a lawn of flags, and maybe that was only apparent to us because we're watching it.
Right.
Because we were like, shouldn't they be counting the, looking at the flags?
Because they're looking at a board, and these flags are highlighted on the board, and there's 4 rows of
in
countries
rows.
on the board, and there's 4 rows of flags in real life. So we were sitting there thinking,
like, why aren't they looking at that?
Because they're running around looking for a map or a key or something, and we're thinking, you're looking at the key, like that's what it is. So finally, Corey figures that out.
Yeah, Corey was the first one to put all of that together.
Yes. So then he sort of like nudges Matt, and he's like, hey, let's work together. Like, this is just between you and me.
Matt's lucky day.
Yeah.
Second team that wants to work with him.
Yes. They're sort of working together now, running up and down the aisles. Meanwhile, the other teams are just standing at the key, guessing.
It took him a while, but Bernie eventually figures it out. And so he had already guessed a lot. So then he just, I think, went and double checked and looked on the lawn. Corey and Matt had turned theirs in, and they had gotten one wrong.
So they have to redo it, and they don't know which one is wrong, so they just have to sort of start from scratch.
Right.
So that allows Bernie Burns to get in first place.
It allows Bernie Burns, Cole, and the Frisbee Gators. So those 3 had to sort of been working together. So they actually all get to leave before Corey and Matt. Then all the girls and everybody else start showing up.
Yes, but I think it was Matt and Corey then left in 4th and 5th place.
Now everybody's there, except the models are still stuck behind. But
so
like the Clever Girls and Blair, like they're all start yelling
Rachel,
and like, flags, flags, flags. And so everyone's sort of figuring it out and doing it together.
But the models show up, and like Sarah said, everybody's crazy, like running up and down the aisles, and the model shows up and she's like, can somebody help me like figure out what I'm supposed to do?
But this is how she shows up. She walks up and she's like, what are we doing? First off, she just slowly walks up. Like, what are we doing? And Corey, I think, was like, we're getting flags or whatever.
We're just
and
guessing.
She's like, can you just brief me? Literally just expecting people to help her.
Yeah, to tell her what to do.
Then nobody is helping her because they're all running around trying to figure it out themselves. And she's standing there going, nobody's helping me. Nobody
wants to help me.
I guess nobody wants to help me.
Nobody wants to help the person who's in last place.
You started to feel bad for her, but I was like, what are you doing? Why are you just standing there whining and complaining?
At the end of the day, yes, just go and do it. Figure it out.
Nobody's helping you. Got it. We already figured that one out.
Right.
So now do it.
Now what? And then, you know, everybody figures it out finally, and she's left there by herself, and you see her just walking up and down the rows of flags. It's like, show a little hustle here. The race is not over till it's over.
You just saw everybody leave.
Yeah.
Try to figure it out.
You're not that far behind.
Try to stay in the race. The fact that they were all helping each other is a shock. That's surprising. That's not a typical part of a race. So why would you just complain that nobody's helping you?
And then
it should not be expected.
No. Now everyone has to take a train. This is what their next clue tells them. They're taking a train
to France.
To France. There's a group who finished first, you know, the Frisbee Gators and Sherry and Cole and all those. They're on one train, and then there's like a next contingent of teams, and they're on the second train. So there's sort of 2 groups of teams. The first group of teams get on the train, but there's a connection, and they have to wait an hour at the connection.
So we were confused, because they're like, there's this connection, you're gonna wait an hour. We were like, oh my god, are they on
are they doing the wrong thing?
Like, what's happening? But that connection ended up waiting for the second train to come in. So everyone on that second train meets up, and now everyone's on this one train that's going to the final pit stop destination. Here's where it gets a little interesting. That second train, before it left, so first train is waiting. Second train is about to leave. Everyone's on it except the models. They see the models pull up.
They see them come. They're like, that's them. We see their bags. They see them get off the train.
And they're like, well, we know they have to like walk down and walk around. Are they gonna make it?
And they have 1 minute until the train leaves.
And everyone's like, they're gonna make it. You guys, calm down, calm down. They're gonna make it.
And the models know they have 1 minute because I heard them say, there's our train and it leaves in 1 minute.
Yes, but what do? They're just
run?
meandering around to that train.
I could not believe it. Why are you not running through the hallways to catch that train?
Your train is right there, and you know you have to catch it.
And then they get up on the platform, and the train starts to take off.
It just
they watch it leave.
Starts to take off. Everyone on the train is like,
oh, they didn't make it.
And the models are like, oh, we didn't make it.
So we should say that obviously this second contingent of teams doesn't know that they're going to catch up with the first group.
No, they think that, oh, we just now have this buffer. They're the last team.
Great. Then they show up and they catch up with the first group of teams, and it's literally everyone is on the same playing field. It is a foot race to the pit stop. If the models had just made it on that train, it was anybody's game. Yep. Probably the Fowlers would have gotten out because it was a foot race.
They were the slowest.
Yeah.
The models had no idea how close they were to being, who knows?
Completely in it.
First,
they could have been second.
Yeah. How fast are they in runners? I don't know.
We don't know because they never ran this episode.
Yeah. Not even a fast-paced walk.
Oh, yeah.
The train gets there, like you said, foot race to the pit stop.
Yep.
Frisbee Gators coming first.
Tyler, Corey in second.
Bernie Burns, I think, is third.
Yeah.
Dancers fourth.
Zach
like,
and
they're all
Rachel
in the kind of there. Sherry and Cole come in second to last, and then the Fowlers come in, well, third to last and second to last. And then, you know, hours later, the models show up in tears and they're so sad and can't believe their journey is over already.
But they couldn't imagine picking a better partner to do it with.
I mean, let's just dive right into our most shocking moment, David.
I mean, obviously, it's that the models showed no hustle the whole episode, but specifically at that train station. That was the moment that lost them the race.
Absolutely.
You just see it so often on the Amazing Race team saying like, we feel like we're in last, but it's not over till it's over.
Right.
And then they don't get out that leg because somebody else makes a mistake, somebody trips
in the wrong cab,
right.
wrong direction.
Anything can happen, so you just always have to like be in it to win it.
Sometimes you see teams so far behind that they don't even see the rest of the teams playing. They were right there with all the other teams at those flags. At any moment, she could have just been like, gotta get through this, gotta power through it, gotta figure it out, gotta move fast.
They just didn't have the mental strength to deal with it. I could not believe it.
Shocking.
So what was our winning moment then?
I think our winning moment is the Frisbee Gators getting that butt on the bench thing in the first try.
First try.
Because everyone else really did have to, like, the numbers were just all over the place.
Yeah.
So it was harder than it looked, I think,
people were guessing 160s to 240. Like, so to get it within that 7-butt range on the first try, that was a win for them.
Look, they have skills other than throwing frisbees or
they
pucks
also
or whatever.
Apparently have the perfect size butt to measure.
What's going to be our get back on track moment?
Well, we thought a lot about this and we decided that our better get back on track moment is for everybody. Stop helping each other so much. It's nice, we're all friends, we're all viral video stars and YouTubers and Instagrammers and all that.
Yeah.
We love each other.
It feels like a lot of people are still racing.
Right. Early still, but cut it out. Okay, you can't keep that up through the whole race. You need to like, just be in it to win it for your team.
Literally every team was on the mat at the same time except for the models.
And that, we think, happened largely because they were all working together.
Got them all in a little pack.
Yeah.
So fine. Fun one episode, but guys, get back on track. This is a race. This is a competition.
I need some cutthroat.
If you need one other team as an alliance, I understand. But the entire group
get out of here.
cannot work together.
No, I do not want it to be a foot race to the mat every single time.
No. Arbitrary finishes?
Yeah. No, we're not into that. Earn it.
Let us know what your shocking moments were.
Your winning moments.
Yes, and who needs to get back on track in your opinion.
Yep. Click subscribe because we're going to do this whole thing again a week from now.
We'll be back next week, guys.
All right. See you then.